You're not imagining it. You wake up in the morning, and you're already tired. You got 7, maybe 8 hours of sleep. And yet, by noon, you feel like you've already run a marathon. And the worst part? People around you act like this is just normal. Like it's just part of getting older. But I want to tell you something. Feeling exhausted all the time is not just a natural part of life after 50. There are real reasons this is happening inside your body, and more importantly, there are real things you can do about it. So if you've been waking up tired, dragging yourself through the day, and going to bed exhausted, keep watching. Because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what's going on, and what to do about it naturally. Your hormones have shifted. The first thing most people don't realize is that after 50, your hormones go through a massive shift. For women, estrogen and progesterone start dropping, and those hormones don't just affect your cycle. They affect your sleep quality, your mood, your energy levels, everything. For men, it's testosterone. And no, you don't have to be an athlete to feel the difference. Even a moderate drop in testosterone can leave you feeling flat, foggy, and completely drained by midday. Now here's the thing. Most doctors will run a standard blood panel and say everything looks normal. But normal for a 30-year-old is very different from what your body needs at 50 or 60. The good news is there are natural ways to support your hormones through food, sleep, and lifestyle, and we'll get to those in a minute. Your mitochondria are slowing down. Here's something nobody tells you about energy. It's not just about sleep. Your actual energy production happens at a cellular level, inside tiny structures called mitochondria. Think of them as the power stations of your cells. And after 50, those power stations start producing less and less energy, even if you're doing everything else right. Certain nutrients that feed your mitochondria, things like CoQ10, magnesium, and B vitamins, naturally decline with age. And when those levels drop, your cells literally cannot produce the energy you need to feel alert and alive during the day. The fix isn't complicated, but most people never hear about it. And that's why they keep feeling tired, no matter how much sleep they get. Your sleep quality has changed. Now let's talk about sleep, because this one surprises a lot of people. After 50, it's not just about how many hours you sleep. It's about how deep that sleep is. The deep, restorative stages of sleep, the ones where your body actually repairs itself and your brain clears out waste, those stages get shorter as we age. So you might be in bed for 8 hours, but only getting 3 or 4 hours of truly restful sleep. Add to that the fact that cortisol, your stress hormone, tends to run higher as we get older. And cortisol is the #1 enemy of deep sleep. So what happens? You go to bed, you toss and turn, you wake up at 3 in the morning with your mind racing, and then you spend all day exhausted. Sound familiar? You're not broken. Your body is just dealing with a pattern that millions of people over 50 experience. And it can be fixed. Inflammation is draining you. There's another hidden reason so many people feel chronically tired after 50, and it's called chronic low-grade inflammation. Now, inflammation isn't always a bad thing. Acute inflammation is how your body heals a cut or fights an infection. But when inflammation becomes chronic, when it's always running in the background at a low level, it is absolutely exhausting for your body. It's like your immune system is fighting an invisible war, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that takes a massive toll on your energy. The problem is that after 50, inflammation naturally tends to increase, especially if your diet has a lot of processed foods, refined sugars, or alcohol. And most people have no idea this is even happening inside their body. Start with what you eat. Alright, so now let's talk about what you can actually do. And I want to start with food, because this is where most people make the biggest mistakes. If you're over 50 and you're eating the same way you did at 30, that's a problem. Your body processes food differently now. Blood sugar spikes, which used to be no big deal, now knock you out for hours. So here's what works. Protein at every meal. Not a little bit. A solid amount. Protein keeps your blood sugar stable. and it gives your body the building blocks it needs to make the hormones and neurotransmitters that keep you alert and energized. Next, healthy fats. Your brain is made of fat. It runs on fat. If you've been avoiding fat because of old-school diet advice, that might be part of why you're always foggy and tired. Think olive oil, avocados, fatty fish, eggs. These are not your enemies. And then, cut back on sugar and processed carbs. This one's hard, I know. But nothing tanks your energy faster than a blood sugar crash after a meal. Move. But smarter, not harder. Now I know what some of you are thinking. I'm already tired. How am I supposed to exercise? And here's the counterintuitive truth. The less you move, the more tired you become. Movement is one of the most powerful natural energy boosters there is, because it directly signals your body to produce more mitochondria, improve circulation, and regulate your stress hormones. But here's the key after 50. You don't need to go hard. In fact, going too hard can backfire and increase your cortisol, which will make you feel worse. What actually works is consistent, moderate movement. A 30-minute walk every day. Some light resistance training 2 or 3 times a week. Maybe some gentle yoga or stretching. Start small. Stay consistent. And I promise you, within 2 to 3 weeks, your energy will start to shift. Fix your sleep environment. Let's go back to sleep for a second, because this is so important. If you want deeper, more restorative sleep after 50, there are a few things that make a massive difference. First, keep your room cool and completely dark. Even small amounts of light can disrupt your melatonin production, and melatonin naturally declines with age anyway. Second, stop looking at screens at least 1 hour before bed. I know. But the blue light from your phone or TV tells your brain it's still daytime, and that completely suppresses melatonin. Third, try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day, including weekends. Your body has a natural clock, and when you keep it consistent, your sleep quality improves dramatically. And if you really want to go deeper, look into magnesium glycinate before bed. It's one of the most researched, safest supplements for improving sleep quality in people over 50. Your thyroid might be the hidden culprit. Now here's something that gets missed constantly, and it affects millions of people over 50, especially women. Your thyroid. This small gland in your neck controls your metabolism, your body temperature, your mood, and your energy. And after 50, it can start slowing down, sometimes dramatically, without anyone catching it. The tricky part is that standard thyroid tests often come back normal, even when something is off. So people spend years feeling exhausted, gaining weight, feeling cold all the time, and losing their hair, and nobody connects the dots. If you've been tired for a long time and nothing else seems to explain it, I strongly recommend asking your doctor specifically for a full thyroid panel. Not just TSH, but T3 and T4 levels as well. Because if your thyroid is underperforming even slightly, no amount of sleep or exercise is going to fix that exhaustion, until the thyroid is addressed first. Your gut is stealing your energy. Here's another one that most people never think about. Your gut health. After 50, your digestive system changes. It produces less stomach acid, less digestive enzymes, and the balance of good bacteria in your gut starts to shift. And here's why that matters for your energy. Even if you're eating healthy food, if your gut can't properly absorb the nutrients, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, your cells are being starved. You might be eating enough B12, enough iron, enough magnesium, but if your gut isn't absorbing them properly, it's like putting fuel in a car with a leaking tank. It just doesn't get where it needs to go. Signs of poor gut absorption after 50 include bloating after meals, fatigue right after eating, brain fog, and frequent mood dips. Simple fixes include adding fermented foods like yogurt and kefir to your diet, reducing processed foods, and considering a high-quality probiotic. Your gut and your energy are far more connected than most people realize. You're probably dehydrated, and don't know it. This one sounds almost too simple, but please don't skip past it, because it is one of the most underestimated causes of tiredness in people over 50. Dehydration. As we age, our sense of thirst actually decreases. Your body becomes less efficient at signaling that it needs water. So by the time you feel thirsty, you're already mildly dehydrated. And even mild dehydration causes fatigue, brain fog, poor concentration, and low mood. Think about it. Your blood is mostly water. Your brain is mostly water. Every single chemical reaction in your body requires water to function properly. Most people over 50 are walking around in a state of chronic mild dehydration, and they've just accepted that feeling flat and foggy is normal. It's not. Start your morning with a large glass of water before anything else. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses throughout the day. And if you drink a lot of coffee or tea, add an extra glass for each one, because caffeine pulls water out of your body. The vitamins you're almost certainly missing. 65 sec. Let's talk about something very specific, because this affects the majority of people over 50, and most of them have no idea. There are 3 nutrients that are almost universally low in people who feel chronically tired after 50, and they are vitamin D, vitamin B12, and iron. Vitamin D. Most people think it's just for bones. But vitamin D is actually a hormone, and it plays a direct role in energy production, immune function, and mood. Studies consistently show that low vitamin D is one of the leading causes of unexplained fatigue in adults over 50. Vitamin B12. This one declines with age because your stomach produces less of the acid needed to absorb it from food. B12 is essential for your nervous system and for producing red blood cells that carry oxygen through your body. Without enough of it, you feel weak, foggy, and completely drained. And iron, especially in women who are going through or have gone through menopause. Low iron means your blood can't carry enough oxygen to your muscles and your brain, and that hits your energy hard. Get these 3 checked at your next blood test. They're simple to test, simple to fix, and the difference you feel can be remarkable. The stress-energy connection. Here's one more piece of this puzzle that most people overlook completely. Stress. Chronic stress is one of the biggest energy drains there is. And after 50, a lot of people are carrying more stress than ever. Financial pressure, health concerns, family responsibilities, it adds up. And here's what stress does to your body. It keeps your cortisol elevated, which disrupts your sleep, which tanks your energy, which makes everything harder to handle, which creates more stress. It's a vicious cycle. The good news is that even small, consistent practices can break that cycle. 10 minutes of deep breathing in the morning. A short walk outside. Cutting back on caffeine after noon. Spending time with people who make you feel good. These aren't fluffy lifestyle tips. These are physiological interventions that directly lower cortisol and restore your energy. You can feel good again. So let me bring this all together for you. Feeling tired after 50 is common, but it is not inevitable. Your hormones, your mitochondria, your sleep quality, your inflammation levels, and your stress response are all things that can be improved. Not with extreme diets or complicated routines, but with consistent, smart, natural choices that work with your body, not against it. Start with one thing. Maybe it's your protein intake. Maybe it's your sleep routine. Maybe it's a daily walk. Just one thing, done consistently, will start to shift your energy in ways you haven't felt in years. If this helped you, hit the like button and subscribe, because every week I share practical, science-backed tips for feeling your best after 50. And drop a comment below. Tell me which of these causes resonated most with you. I read every single one. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. So let me leave you with this. Feeling low energy after 50 is common, but it is not your destiny. Your body is not broken. It's responding to habits, signals, and patterns that can be changed. And the good news is, you don't need extreme diets, expensive supplements, or complicated routines. You only need consistency in the basics. Better sleep, smarter nutrition, daily movement, and lower stress. Start small, one simple change at a time. Because even one positive habit, repeated daily, can slowly rebuild your energy, your strength, and your confidence. If this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe. I post simple, science-backed tips every week to help you feel better, stronger, and more alive after 50. And I'd love to hear from you. Comment below and tell me which change you're starting with first. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.